Hand of God, Henry's handball, Suárez's save against Ghana. Three of the most famous moments in World Cup history, and none of them would necessarily be called the same way under today's rule. Handball is the one law in football everyone thinks they understand, and almost nobody actually does. So, in the next 4 minutes, I'm giving you the exact legal test referees use in 2026, including the part of the rule that changed this season. IFAB's Law 12 only recognizes two ways a touch becomes an offense. 1. Deliberate contact, where a player clearly moves their hand or arm toward the ball. That part's simple, everyone agrees on it. 2. And this is where 90% of the arguments live. The ball touches an arm that has made the player's body unnaturally bigger. No intent required. That single phrase is responsible for almost every handball controversy you've ever screamed about. Here's how referees actually judge it. The question isn't, was the arm away from the body? It's whether the arm's position was a natural consequence of what the player's body was doing at that exact moment. A goalkeeper diving full length has their arms out. That's natural. A player bracing an arm against the ground while falling. Natural. But a player sliding in with an arm thrown out sideways beyond what the movement actually required. That's what makes the silhouette unnaturally bigger. And that's a foul, intent or not. This season, IFAB made the rules stricter in one specific way and more forgiving in two others. Stricter arms above shoulder height are now generally treated as automatically unnatural. Full stop, regardless of what the player was doing. More forgiving, only a handball that leads directly and immediately into a goal now gets automatically canceled. More indirect build-up situations now get real referee judgment instead of an automatic call. And VR's own threshold for overturning marginal handball goals has been raised specifically to cut down on millimeter-level reversals. IFAB has directly confirmed one scenario that trips people up constantly. If a player is falling and instinctively puts their hand down to brace themselves, and the ball happens to strike that arm, that is not a handball. The arm's position is a natural result of falling, not an attempt to use it. This single clarification alone resolves a huge share of the "but his hand was near the ball" complaints. Even with a clearer rule, this tournament already had its own flashpoint. A waved-away Belgium handball appeal against Spain in the quarterfinals that split pundits down the middle. That's the honest truth about this law. A clearer test still requires a human being to judge intent and body movement in real time, at full speed. The rule got better in 2026. It didn't get automatic. So next time a handball call gets given, or doesn't, you're not asking, did the ball touch the hand? You're asking one question, was that arm position a natural consequence of what the player's body was doing? Or did it make them unnaturally bigger? That's it. That's the whole rule. If this made VAR calls make more sense, go watch part 2 on why referees still get these calls wrong even when they know the law perfectly. Because knowing the rule and applying it live under pressure are two very different things. Subscribe. Next match, you'll spot the call before the commentator even explains it.